my name is Najwa binti Muhammad Azmi.
Hi, my name is Faishan Azwani binti Faizuddin.
Hi, my name is Alia Safa binti Zulkifli.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Adi Zakri bin Fauzi.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Haridin bin Kaspian.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Iman bin Azari.
Hi, my name is Aiman bin Muhammad Razan.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Akmal Syazani bin Azmani.
Located by the riverside, based in Malacca, Malaysia. Open every day at 11 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. Popular hours is at 5 p.m. and 9 p.m. Have varieties of food. Can order from Food Panda and Grab Food. There are many varieties of this cendol such as regular, mango, longan, dragon fruit, corn, cocktail, buah kabung, kelapa laut madu and durian.
Definition of perfectly competitive market. In economics, specifically general equilibrium theory, a perfect market, also mentioned as an atomistic market, is defined by several idealizing conditions. A perfectly competitive market could also be a market where businesses offer the identical product and where entry and exit in and out of the market is simple because there are no barriers. It also describes a market structure where competition is at its greatest possible level. The actions of any single buyer or seller in the market have a negligible impact on the market price. Each buyer and seller take the market price as given. First, a large and homogeneous market. There are an oversized number of buyers and sellers during a perfectly competitive market. The sellers are small firms rather than large corporations capable of controlling prices through supply adjustments. They sell products with minimal differences in capabilities, features, and pricing. This ensures that buyers cannot distinguish between products supported physical attributes like size or color or intangible values like branding. An outsized population of both buyers and sellers ensures that supply and demand remain constant during this market. As such, buyers can easily substitute products made by one firm for an additional. Second, no barriers to entry or exit. In this form of market, new firm can freely enter the industry or an existing firm can freely leave the industry within the long term. Firms face no sunk costs and entry and exit from the market is possible within the long term. This assumption means all firms in an exceedingly perfectly competitive market make normal profits within the long term. Third, homogeneous product. All the sellers during a perfectly competitive market supply a similar product. In other words, the products of all the competitive firms are identical. Homogeneous products are supplied to the markets that are perfect substitutes. This results in each firm being price takers with a superbly elastic demand curve for his or her product. The products are perfect substitutes for every other. Next, perfect knowledge. Again, both buyers and sellers have an ideal of full knowledge regarding the worth prevailing within the market. For this reason, there can exist just one price in an exceedingly perfectly competitive product market. Consumers have all readily available information about prices and products from competing suppliers and might access this at zero cost. In other words, there are few transaction costs involved in trying to find the specified information about prices. Likewise, sellers have perfect knowledge about their competitors. Lastly, no individual control over the market supply and price. As many sellers are selling a similar product, one firm supplies a negligible or an insignificant portion of the industry. For this reason, it's no control over market supply and market value. In other words, one firm cannot cause an appreciable change in total supply through the variation in its own supply. As a result, it cannot influence the market value through its own independent action. For this reason, a competitive firm is described as a price taker, not a price maker, and it's to sell all the units on its own output at the prevailing market value.
Okay, now let's move to production cost curve and revenue. What is production cost curve? In economy, a cost curve is a graph of the cost of production as a function of total quantity produced. In a free market economy, productively efficient firms optimize their production process by minimizing cost consistent with each possible level of production, and the result is a cost curve.
To find average total cost ATC or average cost AC is by dividing total cost of production by the number of units produced. Then, to find average variable cost AVC is by dividing total variable cost by the number of units produced. Generally, average total cost ATC and marginal cost MC curve are U-shaped because they reflecting to the law of variable proportion. The marginal cost MC is the increase in total cost that arises from an extra unit of production. Thus, the marginal cost MC curve is upward sloping. The price or marginal revenue line is horizontal because Cendol Kampung Hulu is a competitive firm, which is a price taker. The price of the firm's product is the same regardless of the quantity that the firm decides to produce. For competitive firm, the price equals both the firm's average revenue AR and its marginal revenue MR.
What is pricing strategy? What is pricing strategy? Pricing strategy refers to method companies use to price their products or services. 3 points that can be taken from the pricing strategy is: first one is cost plus pricing, the second one price skimming, the third one is competitive pricing strategy. Cost plus pricing is used to determine the price of the good by calculating all the manufacturing costs such as supplies, worker, retail and so on. It is an ideal plan because markup percentage can be changed. For the price skimming, it is defined as charging a higher price for an item as it is newly launched. It can be seen when launch of reputed brand celebrity product lines or new product are releases. For the competitive pricing strategy, it is an essential element when it comes to a sustainable pricing strategy. Hawkers have 3 choices of pricing strategy with their competitors. They can choose to price their product lower, higher or same with the competitors. Hawker must have in-depth understanding of the business and their targeted market.
Equilibrium condition. Definition of market equilibrium. Equilibrium market will occur when the market demand graph and market supply graph intersect. Cendol Kampung Hulu achieve the maximum price that consumers are willing to pay for a bowl of cendol. The price of a bowl of cendol at Cendol Kampung Hulu is higher than average cendol prices out in the market. It is because Cendol Kampung Hulu really focuses in making of premium cendol that consumers willing to pay it, such as on the third condition in the condition of equilibrium.
These are the conditions. First, the price must be balanced in terms of the supply and the demand. Supply in this case means ingredient, and the demands mean how many bowls of cendol in a day that consumers might purchase. Second, the goods must be in a sufficient amount. How much ingredients should they put in a bowl of cendol? Third, if the supplier wants to put a higher price, they need to put additional amounts of goods or ingredients. Fourth, the price should not be so high or consumers are not willing to buy it because there are many other cendol stores that offer the same goods. Fifth, if the goods didn't sell very well, they should lower the price. It is better to sell something than the goods remain unsold. Sixth, the equilibrium market will always change, followed by the demand from the consumers and the economic situation at the time.
Okay, the advantage for this competitive market is buyer and seller are price taker. When buyer and seller are price taker, there is no chances for consumer is being exploited. Next, consumer gets standard good, which is consumer gets standardized product regardless of the place of purchase of product. So, for instance, if a consumer live in a city A and he or she travel to city B, and he or she is craving for cendol Kampung Hulu, which normally has perfect competition, then consumer will get the same taste as they buy it from city A. Other point is, consumer as a king. Buyer think they need to be treated like a king. For them, if the seller cannot treat them nicely, they can move to other shop. Hence, consumer is the main character to complete competitive market. So that seller need to be kind to all buyers for their profit. The disadvantages for this perfectly competitive market is no chances for seller to add features. Since perfect competition cannot charge the price higher than the normal price, the seller do not have chances to add new features since the profit margin is fixed. If seller add new features, they need to increase the price and the possibility buyer choose other seller is also increased. Next, competition between new and old film. As competitive market can enter and exit market freely, there is many new film established. For the old film, they need to compete with the new one which always loom over them. Lastly, location of the film influence the market. In case of perfect competition, film which has the foremost effective and suitable location is maybe visiting come up with more sales than the film which is not located on prime location, and hence location playing its part rather the customer service of the seller or product features may be a limitation in perfect competition.
Cendol Kampung Hulu terkenal dari dulu, keaslian rasanya sungguh lezat tak terhingga. Pelbagai jenis cendol menjadi pilihan semua, buah-buahan tempatan menjadi pilihan. Ada cendol biasa, cendol longan dan juga durian, pilihan para pengunjung. Cendol Kampung Hulu yang termasyhur. Cendol menyendol, cendol Kampung Hulu, cendol Kampung Hulu, cendol Kampung Hulu. Pelbagai pilihan mengikut selera pelanggan yang suka kelainan. Buah naga jadi pilihan, kelapa laut madu pun ada. Kepada yang beristri dua, pada yang suka biji-bijiran, cendol jagung jadi pilihan. Kepada ibu bapa, adik abang, power, kita ada buah kabung juga, cendol koktel dan juga mangga. Mari teman kau semua menari berdasar bersama, mengikut lagu dan irama. Let's dance on food all together. Cendol Kampung Hulu, best cendol di Melaka. Inovasi dalam tradisi, itulah slogan kami. Cendol menyendol, cendol Kampung Hulu, cendol Kampung Hulu, cendol Kampung Hulu.
dalam cendol ada dah.
Cendol kampung.